English conversation for travel and tourism. At the airport, Sarah is excited about her first international trip. She arrives at the airport 3 hours early because international flights require more time for check-in and security. Check-in means the process of registering for your flight and getting your boarding pass. A boarding pass is the ticket that allows you to get on the airplane. At the check-in counter, the airline agent greets her with a smile. An airline agent is an employee who helps passengers with their flights. The agent says, "Good morning. May I see your passport and ticket confirmation?" A passport is an official document that allows you to travel to other countries. Ticket confirmation is proof that you bought your flight. Sarah hands over her documents. Handover means to give something to someone. The agent asks, "Are you checking any bags today?" Checking bags means giving your luggage to the airline to put in the cargo area of the plane. Sarah replies, "Yes, I have one suitcase to check." A suitcase is a large bag used for traveling. The agent weighs her bag on the scale. Weighs means to measure how heavy something is. A scale is a machine that measures weight. The agent says, "Your bag is 22 kilograms. The weight limit is 23 kilograms, so you're fine." Weight limit is the maximum weight allowed for luggage. Next, the agent asks, "Would you prefer a window seat or an aisle seat?" A window seat is next to the airplane window, and an aisle seat is next to the walking area in the plane. Sarah chooses the window seat because she wants to see the view during the flight. The agent prints her boarding pass and says, "Here's your boarding pass. Your gate is B12 and boarding begins at 2:30 p.m. Have a great flight." A gate is the area where you wait to board your plane. Boarding means getting on the airplane. Sarah then goes through security checkpoint. A security checkpoint is where they check passengers and their belongings for safety. The security officer says, "Please remove your shoes, belt, and any electronics larger than a phone." Remove means to take off. Electronics are devices like laptops, tablets, and cameras. For security, Sarah looks for her gate. She checks the departure board, which is a big screen showing flight information. Departure board displays when flights are leaving and from which gate. She finds her gate and waits in the departure lounge. A departure lounge is the waiting area for passengers. Hotel check-in and communication. After a long flight, Sarah arrives at her hotel feeling tired but excited. She approaches the front desk where a friendly receptionist is waiting. A front desk is the main counter where hotel guests check in and get help. A receptionist is the hotel employee who helps guests. The receptionist smiles and says, "Welcome to the Grand Plaza Hotel. How may I help you today?" Sarah responds, "Hi, I have a reservation under the name Sarah Johnson." A reservation is a booking you make in advance to save a room. The receptionist types on her computer and says, "Yes, I see your reservation here. You're staying with us for 5 nights in a single room with city view." A single room is a hotel room for one person. City view means the room's windows face the city. She continues, "I'll need to see your passport and a credit card for incidentals." Incidentals are extra charges you might have during your stay, like room service or phone calls. Sarah provides her documents, and the receptionist processes her check-in. The receptionist explains the hotel amenities. Amenities are services and facilities the hotel provides. She says, "Our fitness center is open 24 hours, the swimming pool closes at 10 p.m., and we serve complimentary breakfast from 6 to 10 a.m. Fitness center is the hotel gym. Complimentary means free of charge." Sarah asks, "What time is checkout tomorrow if I'm leaving?" Checkout is when you leave the hotel and settle your bill. The receptionist replies, standard checkout time is 11 a.m., but we can arrange late checkout until 2 p.m. for a small fee if needed. The receptionist hands Sarah her room key card and says, "You're in room 1205 on the 12th floor. The elevators are just around the corner. If you need anything during your stay, please don't hesitate to call the front desk." A key card is a plastic card that opens your hotel room. Don't hesitate means don't be afraid or shy to do something. Sarah asks about local attractions. Local attractions are interesting places to visit in the area. The receptionist recommends several museums and suggests taking the hotel's shuttle service to downtown. A shuttle service is free transportation the hotel provides to certain locations. Before going to her room, Sarah asks, "Is there a safe in the room for my valuables?" Valuables are expensive or important items like jewelry, passport, or extra money. The receptionist confirms that each room has a personal safe that guests can use with their own combination. Ordering food at restaurants. The next evening, Sarah decides to try a local restaurant that the hotel receptionist recommended. She enters the cozy bistro and waits to be seated. A bistro is a small, casual restaurant. To be seated means to wait for a server to show you to your table. A hostess approaches her with a warm smile. A hostess is the person who greets customers and shows them to their tables. The hostess says, "Good evening. Table for one." Sarah nods, and the hostess leads her to a quiet corner table near the window. The hostess hands her a menu and says, "Your server will be with you shortly. Can I start you off with something to drink?" A server or waiter is the person who takes your order and brings your food. Start you off means to begin with something, usually a drink. Sarah looks at the menu, which has many unfamiliar dishes. She sees appetizers, main courses, and desserts listed. Appetizers are small dishes served before the main meal. Main courses are the primary dishes of the meal. When the server arrives, he introduces himself by saying, "Hi, I'm Mike, and I'll be taking care of you tonight." Sarah asks, "Could you tell me about the daily specials?" Daily specials are dishes that change each day and are not on the regular menu. Mike explains, "Tonight we have grilled salmon with herbs, served with roasted vegetables and rice pilaf." Grilled means cooked over direct heat. Herbs are plants used to add flavor to food. Roasted vegetables are vegetables cooked in the oven. Sarah is unsure about some ingredients due to food allergies. Food allergies are reactions some people have to certain foods. She asks, "Does the salmon dish contain any nuts?" "I have a nut allergy." Mike checks with the kitchen and confirms it's nut-free. For her appetizer, Sarah orders the Caesar salad. For her main course, she chooses the grilled salmon special. Mike asks, "How would you like your vegetables cooked?" Sarah replies, "Well done, please." Well done means cooked thoroughly. During the meal, Mike checks on her by asking, "How is everything tasting?" This is a polite way servers ask if you're enjoying your food. Sarah compliments the meal, saying it's delicious and perfectly seasoned. Seasoned means flavored with spices and herbs. When she finishes eating, Mike asks, "Would you like to see our dessert menu, or can I bring you the check?" The check or bill is what you pay for your meal. Sarah decides to skip dessert and asks for the check. She pays with her credit card and leaves a tip, which is extra money given to show appreciation for good service. Shopping and bargaining. The following day, Sarah visits the local market to buy souvenirs and experience the local culture. A market is a place where many vendors sell different products. Souvenirs are items you buy to remember your trip. Vendors are people who sell goods. The market is bustling with activity. Bustling means full of busy activity and energy. Sarah sees colorful stalls selling everything from handmade crafts to local spices. A stall is a small shop or stand in a market. Handmade crafts are items made by hand, not by machines. The first stall, Sarah admires beautiful scarves made from local silk. Admires means looks at something with appreciation. The vendor notices her interest and approaches her saying, "These scarves are made from the finest silk in the region. Would you like to feel the quality?" Finest means the best quality available. Sarah touches the fabric and asks, "How much does this blue one cost?" The vendor replies, "For you, special price $50. Sarah knows that in many markets, the first price given is higher than what the vendor expects to receive. This is where bargaining begins. Bargaining is negotiating to get a lower price. Sarah politely says, "That's a bit expensive for me. Could you do $30? The vendor shakes his head and counters, "I can go down to $45. This is very high quality." Go down means to reduce the price. Counter means to offer a different price. After some friendly negotiation, they agree on $38. Sarah is happy with the price, and the vendor carefully wraps her purchase. Wraps means covers something in paper or cloth for protection. At another stall, Sarah looks at local pottery. Pottery consists of items made from clay like vases and bowls. The vendor explains that each piece is unique and made by local artisans. Artisans are skilled craftspeople who make things by hand. Sarah asks about shipping options since the pottery is fragile. Shipping means sending items to your home country. Fragile means easily broken. The vendor offers to pack the items securely and ship them to her address for an additional fee. Before leaving the market, Sarah stops at a spice stall to buy some local seasonings. The vendor lets her smell different spices and explains how to use them in cooking. Seasonings are substances used to enhance the flavor of food. Sarah buys several small packages that will be easy to carry in her luggage, asking for directions and transportation. On her last day, Sarah wants to visit a famous museum that's located across the city. She's not sure how to get there, so she approaches the hotel concierge for help. A concierge is a hotel employee who helps guests with information and arrangements. Sarah asks, "Excuse me, could you help me get to the National Art Museum?" Concierge pulls out a city map and shows her the location. A city map shows the streets and important places in the city. He explains, "It's about 15 kilometers from here. You have several transportation options." Concierge suggests taking the subway, which is the fastest option during busy hours. Subway is an underground train system used for public transportation. He gives her a subway map and explains, "Take the blue line from Central Station to Museum Plaza. The journey takes about 25 minutes. He continues, "Alternatively, you can take a taxi, but it might take longer due to traffic and it will cost more." Alternatively means another option. Due to traffic means because of cars on the road causing delays. Sarah decides to try the subway for the experience. The concierge gives her directions to the nearest subway station. Directions are instructions on how to get somewhere. He says, "Walk straight down Main Street for 2 blocks, then turn left on Oak Avenue. The station entrance is on your right." The subway station, Sarah buys a day pass from the ticket machine. A day pass allows unlimited rides on public transportation for 1 day. She studies the subway map to make sure she understands the route. On the platform, Sarah asks another passenger, "Excuse me, does this train go to Museum Plaza?" Platform is the area where you wait for the train. Passenger confirms it's the correct train and mentions that Museum Plaza is the 8th stop. During the ride, Sarah notices that subway announcements are made in both the local language and English. Announcements are spoken messages giving information to passengers. This helps her know when to get off at her destination. When she reaches Museum Plaza, Sarah follows the signs to exit the station. Exit means to leave or go out. Once outside, she looks for street signs to orient herself. Orient herself means to figure out which direction to go. She sees the museum building but realizes she's on the wrong side of a busy street. Sarah looks for a crosswalk to safely cross the road. A crosswalk is a marked path for pedestrians to cross streets. She waits for the walk signal before crossing. The museum, Sarah asks the information desk about guided tours. Guided tours are tours led by knowledgeable staff who explain the exhibits. The staff member explains the tour schedule and recommends the afternoon tour that covers the museum's most popular collections. General explanation and vocabulary summary. Travel English involves specific vocabulary and phrases that are essential for navigating different situations during your trip. Understanding these terms and expressions will help you communicate effectively and enjoy your travel experience more fully. Airport and flight vocabulary includes terms like check-in, boarding pass, gate, departure lounge, and security checkpoint. These are fundamental words you'll encounter at every airport. Understanding weight limits, carry-on restrictions, and boarding procedures will make your airport experience smoother. Hotel communication requires knowing terms like reservation, front desk, amenities, checkout, and incidentals. Hotels often offer services like concierge assistance, room service, and shuttle transportation. Being familiar with these terms helps you take advantage of available services and resolve any issues that might arise. Restaurant vocabulary includes understanding menu sections like appetizers, main courses, and desserts. Knowing how to ask about ingredients, especially for allergies, is crucial for safe dining. Terms like daily specials, well done, medium rare, and the check are commonly used in restaurant settings. Tipping customs vary by country, so research local practices before you travel. Shopping and bargaining vocabulary is essential in many tourist destinations. Understanding terms like vendor, stall, handmade, bargaining, and shipping options will enhance your shopping experience. Remember that bargaining is acceptable in some cultures but not in others, so observe local customs. Transportation and direction vocabulary includes terms like subway, platform, day pass, crosswalk, and guided tours. Public transportation systems often have maps and announcements in multiple languages, but knowing basic terms helps you navigate more confidently. Learning to ask for and understand directions is crucial for independent travel. Politeness and cultural awareness are just as important as vocabulary. Phrases like "excuse me," "thank you," "please," and "I'm sorry" are universal ways to show respect. Understanding local customs regarding greetings, tipping, bargaining, and personal space will make your interactions more positive. Emergency vocabulary, though not covered in detail in these stories, is also important. Know how to ask for help, say you don't understand, or explain that you need medical assistance. Having emergency contact information and knowing how to contact local authorities can be crucial in difficult situations. Practice these conversations before traveling. Role-play different scenarios with a friend or language partner. This preparation will boost your confidence and help you handle real situations more effectively. Remember that most people are patient with travelers who are making an effort to communicate in the local language. Travel apps and translation tools can supplement your English skills, but having a foundation in travel vocabulary will make your trip more enjoyable and independent. The more you practice these phrases and understand the context in which they're used, the more confident you'll become as a traveler. Finally, remember that making mistakes is part of learning. Most people appreciate when travelers attempt to communicate in English, even if the grammar isn't perfect. Focus on clear communication rather than perfect grammar, and don't be afraid to ask for clarification when you don't understand something.